welcome to the show. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different. So, today, we're gonna do basically a note to my future self. Like, dear self in 5 years, something like that. So, I got this idea. It's not a very original idea. A lot of people have done it, but I just started a YouTube channel. I am now 18 years old, turning 19 this May. It is January 18th today. It's a Saturday. So we're, 2.5 weeks into the year 2020, and I figure, I want to, write sort of a video diary, to myself, in the year 2025. I want to see how much things have changed, how much better I'll be. So yeah, dear future self in 2025. How you doing, man? I'm hoping you're continuing the whole YouTube thing. Maybe you're on Twitch and Mixer, or maybe YouTube altogether is irrelevant. Maybe there's some other platform. Did BitChute finally take off? I know a lot of people have been using BitChute, but mainly political content has been posted on BitChute, because for some reason only libertarians know what BitChute is. Same with like DTube and things like that. It's mostly political content because for some reason these things haven't gone mainstream yet. My question is, by 2025, are they mainstream? Do they still exist? Is YouTube still, the same basic thing? How many ads are there on an average video? I know that right now, it used to just be pretty much one ad, and then you wait 5 seconds, and then you can click skip ad. Now there's usually, on a lot of channels, there's a 15-second ad, and then a 5-second, skip ad thing. There's usually 2 ads before, and then there's like a million ads every like 2 to 5 minutes because people need their ad revenue. Also, I understand the fact that, 10 years ago, when YouTube was still fairly new, people in general wouldn't have sponsors. Now there's, at least one sponsor on every video for everyone, or just about everyone who is monetized. Will this still be the case in 5 years? Or will you not even be on YouTube or Twitch or Instagram or Snapchat in 5 years? What if you take what if you fast from social media? I don't know. Maybe you could be on a social media fast, or maybe the internet isn't even a thing in 5 years. What are cars gonna be like in 5 years? I've seen a lot of self-driving concept cars, but they're extremely expensive. Teslas are self-driving, but only under certain circumstances. Like, for example, they can't see red lights, they can't see pedestrians. You're only supposed to use their self-driving feature on the freeway. But in another 5 years, will high-quality self-driving cars be around? Will you be able to pretty much sit in your car and watch a movie while the car drives itself? That would be so cool. But I honestly think that within the next 5 to 10 years, that will be a thing. Because look at what the 2010s brought us. Smartphones, the iPhone came out in 2005, but smartphones in 2010 started skyrocketing, and by the time 2019 came around, you could literally post high-quality YouTube videos from your smartphone. All my videos right now are being recorded on my Samsung Galaxy S10e, which I can imagine in 5 years will be a super outdated phone. Let's see, the latest iPhone is the iPhone 11 Pro Max, alongside the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 and Note 10 Plus, some of the most expensive, but also some of the highest quality, most feature-packed devices of all time. I want to know, since, iPhones typically have 5 years of software updates and support, and Android phones typically have 2 to 3 years, and if it's a Pixel, up to 4 years. So I want to know, is anyone, whomsoever, still using the iPhone 11 Pro Max? Is anyone still using the iPhone, you know, the regular iPhone 11 or the iPhone 11 Pro? Because there were 3 released this year, which is really unusual for an S year. Is anyone using the iPhone XS or XS Max? Is anyone using the iPhone 10R? Is anyone using the iPhone 10, the iPhone 8? There's still quite a few people today using the iPhone 7, and even in some cases, some people still use the 6S, but the 6S and the 5s are almost completely gone, and the 6s, you know. So I want to know, in 5 years, since the iPhone 6S since the iPhone 6S is approximately 5 years old now, and not a ton of people use them, I want to know, is anyone still using the iPhone 11 Pro Max? Because I know the camera on it is incredible, the storage on it, right? So, by all means, the latest iPhone today and the latest Samsung, you know, the Notes and the S, there's no reason it shouldn't be still used in 2025, right? Because it's so high quality. But who am I kidding? In 2025, smartphones are probably going to be able to record in 8K in at least 60, if not 120 frames per second. Smartphone cameras are getting so much better with every generation. But honestly, I still think that if you have a phone, if you have a flagship smartphone that is less than, we'll say, 3-4 years old, like up to the S7, like the S7 Edge or the iPhone 6S, they still produce incredible quality, incredible quality pictures and videos. So if phones from 3 years ago today still produce really high quality videos, but when compared to phones of today, their videos are kind of lame, I wonder how incredible cameras in general will be in the next 5 years. What's your equipment? What do you use? You have a PC, you have laptop. What kind of equipment do you use, or do you? What kind of camera do you have, if you have one? Are you married? Do you have a wife? Do you have any kids? 5 years, I will be 23 or maybe even 24, depending on when I decide to make a reply. Married, kids? No? How's the podcast going, or the Twitch streaming, or whatever the heck you're doing? You still do podcasts? You still stream? What's your job? What do you do? Because I know, as of right now, we are not going to college. I announced the other day that my loan didn't go through, so I'm not going this semester, and instead, I've opted to work. I just started a job at Taco Bell, and I start in about 20 minutes. So that's exciting. How about that little cousin who's on the way? We were just heard over Christmas that he's a guy. He's my cousin Parker was like super excited to have a brother because he has 3 sisters. But there's a 20-year difference between the oldest and the youngest in that family. So I want to know, what's his name? How'd he turn out? My youngest cousin on the way. I'm kind of excited for him. How's Alan doing? The little boy, he is 8 years old as of now, but he will be 13. He'll be 13 in another 5 years. So how's he doing? How's Wes? Is he still with Amber? Are they married? Or did they break up? Or did they divorce? Or do they have any kids? How about Preston? Does Preston have a girlfriend? Is he going to college? What's he going into? Computer science? I can imagine that kid, given how incredibly smart he is, I can imagine him going really far. Let's see. How much are you earning annually? Like, what's your income? You still live with mom and dad? I know a lot of 23-year-olds still live with their parents. It's kind of sad, but as of right now, the trend is the age for, you know, finally getting out of your parents' house is going up and up and up. Especially kids who are coming out of college. So they were away from their parents for a few years if they lived in the dorms, but they go right back to live with their parents because they have thousands and thousands of dollars worth of debt to pay off. Let's see, what are your values? Are you still libertarian, conservative? Are you an atheist, agnostic, or did you go back to the church? If so, if you went back to the church, why did you go back to the church? Or did you go to a different church? Are you some other kind of Christian now? I understand that, you know, we've always craved knowledge. We've always craved understanding. So I want to know why, if you went back to church. I want to know where you go and you know, what's happening in general. Let's see. Are you still into music? Have you gotten your trumpet out recently at all? Have you learned any other instruments? Maybe trombone, French horn, tuba, baritone would be easy. How about any woodwinds like clarinet, oboe, bassoon, saxophone, flute? I know as of right now you really can't produce, you can barely produce any sound into a flute, but maybe if you learn, if you try, you could learn how to play the flute. How about percussion? You know, any drums, strings? You know how to play any string instruments? You know, violin, cello, bass? Or do you just not play any instruments? You sing? Tell me you still sing. You gotta still be singing. You've literally been singing since 2nd grade. You can't stop singing now that you're 23 years old, right? Right? Do you read? I know that I don't read right now very often just because I'm addicted to the internet and I don't really find time for books, but I have a bunch of books stacked up. Did you finally get around to reading all those? Did you learn anything from them? What'd you learn? Did you buy anything new? Can you finally grow some facial hair? Because seriously, this is like, I have a little bit of peach fuzz, but it's like really hard right now for me to grow facial hair. I gotta wonder if there's any like product that I can take that just, you know, helps me grow a nice beard. Or maybe I look pretty ugly in a beard and I don't want a beard. Maybe I like to be clean shaven. What do you do with your hair? Do you just like, I don't know, you gel it up? Are you bald? You have like super long hair? Are you some kind of hippie? You still wear glasses? If not, do you wear your contacts most of the time? Or did you get like laser eye surgery or something like that? That's something that, you know, I might think about getting. Like I asked if you were married, but if you're not married, do you have a girlfriend? If so, what's her name? And how long have you been dating? And do you plan on getting married soon? If not, it's understandable. It's okay to not. It's okay to date around. In fact, my manager over here at the Taco Bell the other day while I was doing my paperwork told me, specifically actually, to keep dating and not get married until like age 30 at least. So anyway, those are a few questions for you. I hope that in 5 years you won't forget about this. You'll answer. And yeah, so all right, see you in 5 years. Later.